Okay, it's about 4 after 12, so I'm going to go ahead and get us started. My name is Taylor Brock, and I'm the Development Director here at Memorial Assistance Ministries. And we are so glad that you were able to join us today for our second Food for Thought. We will start first with a presentation about our Employment Services Program, and then we'll have a CEO update, and then we'll do question and answer at the end. So if you have any questions throughout, please feel free to throw them into the chat box. And then there'll also be time potentially, depending on how many questions you have, for us to do some live questions at the end as well. But it is my honor to introduce our Director of our Employment Services Program, Bethlehem Zewede. Yay.
Thank you, Taylor. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to see our volunteers here. I haven't seen them for almost a year or more than a year, and they are here. And I'm so glad to see you. As Taylor said, my name is Bethlehem Zewede. I'm the Director of Employment Services. I've been with MAM for the last 7 years, and I love my job because it's meaningful and rewarding, and it gives me purpose in life. Today, I would like to share with you about our employment services, and I would like to share my screen with you. So the purpose of this presentation is to create awareness about MAM services, and also to create opportunities for you to get involved in our services. So I will start my presentation by asking a question: why is employment important? And I know it's a common sense, and we all know that employment is a core of self-sufficiency. And we know that employment provides basic needs, provides access to healthcare, provides access to savings for retirement, and provides financial freedom. But we have many people in our community who are still unemployed and underemployed because of barriers of employment. I would like to share with you about, from our experience, that we've seen barriers of employment in our clients. And number one is lack of job readiness and search preparation. And as you know, especially in this competitive market, if you are not job ready, you will not get hired. When we say job ready, it's about having a good resume, having interviewing skills, computer skills, and introducing yourself. So if you don't have these job skills, then you will not get a job. And also lack of computer skills. And most of the jobs nowadays are online. And if you don't have the computer skills, it's very hard to submit your applications online. And lack of motivation and confidence. Most of our clients who are coming to MAM lack motivation and also lack confidence, because most of them, they are victims of their past. So lack of motivation and confidence is also a barrier for employment. And lack of resources and network. And as you know, it's not only about what you know nowadays, who you know matters. And our clients, they lack those resources. And lack of hard skills. When we say hard skills, it's, for example, a skill to do a job, vocational trainings, things like that. So lack of those skills are barriers for employment. Lack of employability skills are also barriers of employment. Employer will hire you because you have a good resume, you have a good experience, but if you don't know how to keep your job, if you don't know how to work with your peers and with your supervisors, you will not even wait until the 90 days. Limited English. If you have limited English and if you don't know how to speak and write English well, everything is in English here. Your resume is in English, interviews are in English. So it's a lack of, the lack of that is a barrier of employment. Lack of transportation and childcare, and also background history and lack of documentation. So as much as employment is important, but there are also barriers of employment. So MAM's employment services, the goal and the purpose of our service is to build a strong workforce by providing the tools necessary to find a new or a better job and overcome obstacles. By doing this, we assist our clients in their path to self-sufficiency. So in employment services, we target 4 groups. One is employment services for adults. This is for clients who are 18 and up. We have also a program for pathways for young adults. We started this program right before COVID in 2020 in February, and this targets a group between the ages of 16 to 24. We also have a program for workforce ESL for English language learners, especially at our literacy advanced program at West Campus. We have many immigrants who are English language learners, and we have a special workforce ESL program just for them. And what I mean by that is we tweak our curriculum to fit their English language so that we use simple language so that they can understand the English and to assist them with their job search. We also have a workforce connector program through our partnership with our workforce solutions offices. We have 2 satellite offices in the workforce solutions offices, the one by Eckersons and one by Westheimer office. And this is open to the general public, and we assist and expand our services beyond our zip codes through our workforce solutions partnership. So what we do, I know I have seen today many of our wonderful job coaches today who have been in our program since the beginning. And I have seen Marsha Note today, and I'm so glad to see you, Marsha, because she's been with Mom even before me. So what we do is one-on-one job coaching. When we say one-on-one job coaching, we offer one-on-one resume writing. We have different clients coming to employment services. Some they have a resume, but the resume is like 7 pages long. And nowadays, the HR manager, they don't have time to read for all 7-page resume. And some, they don't have a resume. So we help our clients updating their resume and also creating it from the scratch. And also creating and refining elevator speech. This is what we call knowing yourself and introducing themselves to a potential employer. Interviewing skills and mock interviews, and also job search strategies. And people, most of the time, when we talk about job search, what they know is submitting online applications through Indeed.com or Career.com, but they don't know about networking. And as I said earlier, what you know matters. So in our job search strategies, we teach our clients about networking skills, soft skills and personal responsibility, which is very important for during our one-on-one coaching, because soft skills will help you to keep a job and also for promotion and advancement. Even if you have masters, even if you are educated, if you are lacking soft skills, that will be a barrier for you to advance in your job and also to keep your job. And personal responsibility, as we always say, employment services will not do miracle. We work with our clients in partnership. We will do our part, we provide supportive services, but we teach our clients to take charge of their life because it's about them, it's not about us. So one of the topic of one-on-one coaching is personal responsibility, to help our clients to take charge of their life. And also dealing with obstacles. Clients will come with different barriers, and during our one-on-one coaching sessions, we help them identify their obstacles and helping them to overcome those obstacles. It can be unemployment gap on their resume. How can they address that to a potential employer during an interview? Well, so we provide tips on how to address those, including background history. How can they explain that to a potential employer, and how can they address that they have learned their lesson and they are ready to move forward? So this is part of the coaching sessions. And also motivational coaching. As I said earlier, again, most of our clients come to MAM, they're not motivated, lack of self-confidence because of various reasons. And sometimes listening to our clients is just enough just to give them that confidence and just to give them a little boost, then they will do it themselves. So that's part of our motivational coaching. We also do vocational training programs, and currently we focus more on medical related trainings. We offer certified nurse aid, phlebotomy technician, and we just started on Monday EKG monitor technician training through Lone Star College, and we offered that at MAM. And also forklift operator training, security officers, and customer service training. And we started this, I think, in 2015. The reason we offered vocational training programs is to help our clients gain livable wage. And as you know, currently the livable wage in Houston is $18.70. And on average, our clients make $13.50. But by attending our vocational training programs, our clients will get livable wage easier and quicker. And I would like to share with you this picture of our phlebotomy technician training graduates in 2019. And this is Rosie, and she attended our CNA training in 2018, and then attended our phlebotomy training in 2019. And guess what? Now she's working at Memorial Hermann as a patient care technician. When she came to MAM, she was unemployed. And this one is Melissa Duncan. She came in 2018 to MAM, and she also attended our CNA and phlebotomy training. And she's working at Houston Methodist as a CNA and phlebotomist. And this is Albi and Perla. They both attended both our phlebotomy and CNA training in 2018 and 2019. They are behavioral technicians, and they are making livable wages. And this is Adriana Torin. She is a phlebotomist. And we're so glad that our vocational training programs graduates, they all work and they complete the training. And during the pandemic, we did not stop offering our vocational training programs. Back in December 2020, these are our phlebotomy technician training graduates, and we kept our social distancing, and they all completed the training. And we offered a hiring event with Memorial Hermann, and some of them from this group also was hired at Memorial Hermann. We also offer employment certification program. I know Marsha is here, and she was one of the ECP instructors back in maybe 2013 and 2014 and maybe 2012. And she used to teach elevator speech workshop, which is workshop 2. And employment certification program is a series of 6 job readiness workshops. And we teach our clients principles of job search, steps to land to a job, and tips to keep a job. And these are graduates of our ECP program before the pandemic. And we're doing it now once a month through Zoom. And this is a graduation celebration of our ECP graduates. And one thing I would like to say is the graduates of our ECP program gets the job faster than who are not. The reason is because they know the principles of the job search, and they apply and they get the job. We also have computer coaching, and I know we have Catherine here. She's one of our wonderful computer coach. And during the pandemic, we closed the computer lab, but we hope to open the lab soon, very soon. And in that computer lab, we help our clients submit online job applications. We help our clients, we teach them with basic computer literacy, and also help them with one-on-one resume writing and keyboarding. And Catherine used to teach those classes, and I know she will continue when we reopen. We also have in employment services STEP employment financial assistance program. This is different from emergency assistance program. We help our clients up to 3 months rent, utility, phone, internet, and car payment. We added phone and internet during the pandemic because those are now necessities. And this is a program designed only for hardworking individuals and families who are motivated and willing to follow through. And I can give you examples of those who are qualified for step employment. Let's say if a client wants to take a certification program, let's say a CNA program, and during that time, they have to meet their basic needs, but at the same time, they want to take the certification program. So if they are willing to complete the CNA training, we or enroll them in step employment, help them financially to pay their rent and utilities while they are taking the certification. So they can do it side by side without worrying about how to pay their bills at the end of the training. We also provide work support. We offer gas vouchers. When our clients have an interview, we provide gas vouchers, metro cards, clothing vouchers, so they will have professional outfits when they go for an interview. We provide uniforms, work shoes, work boots, and we also help our clients with the foreign credentials evaluation assistance fees. And as you know, most of our clients, especially who are English language learners, when they come to the United States, their credentials need to be evaluated in order to work here in their field, and we help them with the assistance. I would like to emphasize about why people choose MAM Employment Services. There are a lot of services out there, but why do they come to MAM? First, because we provide services at no cost. Our vocational trainings, our coaching services, everything we offer is at no cost. And we also have integrated approach. We have wraparound services. A MAM service is a one-stop shop. It comes with a package. It's not only about employment services. When they get connected with employment services, they will know and get awareness about financial education, mental health counseling, immigration and legal services, ESL, and all this comes with a package. So MAM is a one-stop shop. They don't need to go or travel from one place to another to get services. Everything is at one place. And another thing, what sets us apart is we have easy and quick enrollment process to get accepted. Once the client submit the online intake, the process is very quick. And also our financial assistance, especially in STEP, because of our flexibility of funding, our process is very easy and quick. And also we have experienced and diverse, educated and talented volunteers and staff. And I cannot say enough about our volunteers, especially some of them, they are already here. They are experienced and they have diverse expertise. And I was searching yesterday how much it costs to meet with a certified career coach. If you pay them, hourly pay is between 70 to 150 per hour. But meeting with our experienced volunteer coach, it's at no cost. And they are diverse and you can get them at MAM. Another thing, what sets us apart is our completion rate for vocational training programs. 95 to 100% of our clients, they complete our vocational trainings. If you look and search with other educational institutions, the struggle is clients will start the training, but they will not complete. But because we offer the trainings at MAM, our staff and volunteers consistently follow up with our clients, keep the attendance, motivate and encourage our clients to follow up. And that helps a lot. How we do our program, our volunteers and our staff, we do our work with passion, with empathy, active listening, encouraging and supportive, non-judgmental. Whoever comes to our door, we have a non-judgmental approach. We meet them where they are at. We're flexible and we have client-centered approach and people comes first. I would like to share a story about Dionel. Dionel came to MAM in January 2020. When she came, she was unemployed and looking for a training opportunity to increase her skills. She registered in our CNA program, but after her registration, COVID-19 hits. In May 2020, she was able to start the training online. When she was attending the training, she had no income to support her. We enrolled her in STEP employment program and assisted her with rent, utility, and car payment. She completed the in-class portion of the CNA training virtually and then graduated from our employment certification program to work on her employability skills. While doing all this work, she interviewed for a position as a home head aide to supplement her income. It took an additional 2 months for the clinicals to be scheduled as the city battled with the pandemic. Thankfully, she finished the clinicals in October 2020. She found a job at a nursing home making $11.50 per hour. In December 2020, we conducted a hiring event in partnership with Memorial Hermann, and Dionel was hired as a patient care technician at $19.50 per hour. During the pandemic, she moved from unemployed to a full-time job with benefits. And this is Dionel here with her CNA certification. And Dionel said, I came to MAM unemployed and uncertain about my future. The coaching was great, very accessible. And I felt like I had someone in my corner throughout the entire program. Communication through the pandemic was awesome. Weekly emails kept my mind fresh and my enthusiasm high. It has been a long year, but now I have the education, certification, and confidence to pursue a rewarding career. So we're so happy to be part of her journey and part of her success. And this is Dionel. In progress and accomplishment about our program, I would like to share with you about and compare 2014 to 2020. We have increased a lot with the number of clients served. We used to have 688 in 2014. Now in 2020, regardless of the pandemic, we served 1,121 clients. Number of jobs reported increased from 214 to 443 a year. Staff size increased from 3 to 10. Location, we used to have 1, now we have 4. Programs, we used to have 2, and now we have 7. So we are learning, improving, and growing. And the process for new clients, we created an online form during the pandemic. So the clients will submit the online intake, and the staff will contact them within 24 hours. And then they conduct orientation. And then we do assessment, which is a one-on-one assessment to see where clients are and listen to our clients' lead and setting goals. And we offer delivery of services and referring them to a job coach, ECP, or vocational training. And the major part of our program is after that, we do follow-ups with our clients. And we follow up with our clients for up to 5 years. And lastly, I would like to ask you, how would you like to get involved? As Sonia always says, we are stronger together. And my coworker Ken says always, it takes a village to do our work. So we would like you to get involved in our work. As you like, you can volunteer, you can be a client, you can spread the word out, or we can work together. So we're stronger together, and I like that. So thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, you can put it on the chat.
I'd like to offer congratulations. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you, Marsha.
And also, I'd like to make a suggestion that you think about a new section to add. There are many people that are being asked to work virtually. And there are a lot of obstacles for those people to work virtually. For instance, they have to have computer resources, internet resources. They have to have the skills to stay on track with their job and not get sidetracked with the dog or whatever's happening at the apartment or wherever they're at. Another thing that people working virtually face, and I know this is hard to believe, but they miss their coworkers. They miss having other people to work directly with and talk to. And so question is, how do we help them face those kinds of obstacles? And I think there's a lot. For instance, home health care. You can't hardly get a doctor appointment. They do a lot of things through virtual assessments of people's health situation. A lot of financial jobs, they all done virtually. I would say probably 70% of Amazon jobs are virtual jobs. So it's just something to think about.
Thank you so much for sharing, Marcia. And Bethlehem, thank you for a wonderful presentation. I'm going to go ahead and introduce Sonia G, who's our president and CEO, for her update. And then we'll continue with more questions at the end. I went ahead and put the link for employment services in the chat if you want to learn any more about what Bethlehem shared today. And if you have any, we already have one question for later. So if you have more, throw them in the chat so we can answer them at the end.
Great, thanks, Taylor. Marcia, I love that feedback. So before I jump into what I'm going to share, I mean, I think that, it's really relevant what you're mentioning. We've already talked about as an organization how the digital divide is impacting our community. And I think the things that you've mentioned, it's not just the connectivity or the actual, apparatus itself, but it is also, having the skills and tools, the connectivity, the support for people to utilize those. And so we definitely see it for our families, both in the area of employment. We see it in how it affects their ability to interact with, their schools and their teachers, and just access the resources in general that now, so many are being offered virtually. So we have, as part of our, adult basic education and literacy programming, really talked about expanding our digital and computer classes and support. So it's something that, we're already thinking about. We've also, been looking at, MAM is really fortunate right now to have an opportunity potentially to expand our building and expand our impact. It's something that, we're hoping to share a vision of later on this year. But one part of what the board and I have discussed is, what is MAM's role in providing, a digital lab to, the community, and where can we, make the most impact and leverage in supporting the gaps that, continue to be out there and in some cases have grown because of this shift into a more digital world. So appreciate your feedback on that. And those of you who are already volunteers of ours or that, are engaged in communities, whether it's your faith community or, a community around you, and have feedback to help us understand that. We're always looking for, more listening to your voices of what you're seeing boots on the ground and with the folks that you work with to help inform our decisions on that. So thank you. Appreciate that. So I had a presentation, and just for time, I'm going to jump in, but just sort of in the middle of it. And I just want to highlight, one particular aspect that I think really shapes the way that we think about our work. So I'm going to share my screen. Can you all see the presentation? So I'm actually going to skip a bunch of this first part of it, but in general, this is, as Bethlehem has shared, just who we are and what we do, and that we believe that, strong families and supportive communities are really what make this a great place to live, and that it's giving those families an opportunity to thrive that really strengthens this for all of us. So I wanted to jump down to, this idea that what are the things that help people move out of poverty into a place of thriving? And three core things are relationships, employment, and education. And I think this is really relevant because if you think about what Bethlehem has presented, these are three core pieces of the way that we approach our work in the Employment Services Program. And so we're really proud to be able to be a part of that. But what I wanted to talk to you about today, these are some of the programs, but I think we're not gonna have time for all this, is, we really think about, folks, individuals in our community on this spectrum. And, when MAM started 40 years ago, a lot of the work was really focused on, folks who are in crisis or vulnerable and a lot of the basic needs assistance. But as time has grown, and as you've seen from Bethlehem, even in our employment services program, we continue to evolve and meet the needs of the community. And we're really focused now on helping families not only achieve, a sense of stability, but really move on towards this, level of self-sufficiency and thriving where they're able to put away, save, and give back into the community. So I wanted to share these two slides and just talk about this question around the topic of social determinants of health. So this is an ALICE map. So ALICE is kind of the new fancy way to say the working families, working poor, and it's asset limited, income constrained, employed members of our community. And if you look at this map, this is based on some work that the United Way has been doing about what a family really needs to be able to be stable and to attend to their needs. And it's not basic needs as in I have a roof over my head and I have clothes on my back, but it's really understanding, do I have, access to childcare? Do I have transportation to get to work? Do I, am I able to invest time in, taking care of myself and my family? And so based on that, you can see this is the MAM service area. We're the Blue Star, the Blaylock office, and our other offices, the green is our West Houston office, the red and yellow are the Workforce Solutions offices. So Bethlehem has team members that are actually working in all of these different locations. But what you can see is there's different concentrations of socioeconomic status in different areas of our service. But what I want to show you today is this compared to a map that came out from Episcopal Health Foundation, which talks about the life expectancy, right? And the reason that I'm showing this, and I want you to be able to see kind of interestingly, this is kind of socioeconomic status, right? And this is health expectancy. And what you see is almost, zip code to zip code, an inverse relationship between, having a certain socioeconomic level and the impact that it has on your health. And at MAM, we're not just looking at health. We're looking at the whole person and wellness as a whole, but this is just a very clear indicator where you can see that, having the health, the financial stability within your family, but also within the community and the that's around you plays such a huge role. And we're talking, a discrepancy of a 15-year life expectancy between the different zip codes within our service area. And the reason I bring that up is because I think that as we think about how do we build a healthy society and a healthy community, how do we build healthy and strong families, there's different things that contribute to it. And so when you look at the ideas of social determinants of health, we understand that, there's so many factors that come into play in thinking about the success of the families that Bethlehem has shared that come to us for employment services, right? These are different areas, the neighborhood environment, their economic stability, their education levels, the community and social context that they're in, the direct healthcare, clinical healthcare system, and their ability to have, food security. These are all important things. And what this highlights is how important our employment services program is, not just to individuals that come and are a part of it, but to our whole community. Because through the work that Bethlehem and her team do, we're able to support families in many of these areas. Their economic stability being at the core of it, their education, which can be workforce, combined with the employment services and our literacy department. The social integration, we talked about, having these peers, the volunteers that we have that come and sometimes just listen to our community members. That's really critically important for the long-term well-being of the families and the individuals that we serve. And so, when people have kind of broken out the social determinants of health to think about how each of these things impact a person, we often talk about health and
So it appears, I thought maybe it was just me, but maybe we've lost Sonia for the moment. So we'll give her a second to get back in and hopefully she can continue with her presentation because I know everybody was learning some really good information there. Oh, she's back. I can hear her.
Technology is not on my side today. Okay, so finishing up, and I know we're almost out of time, but I was mentioning that, you know, when we look here at the social determinants of health and how each one of these areas impact folks, you know, it's really interesting to see that, you know, 80% of what affects somebody's health really has to do with things that are not directly healthcare. And, you know, MAM as a whole, but specifically our employment services program, really has a big impact on this top 50% of what can impact a person and a family's well-being. And so I say that to give us context that while we think that, you know, they're coming in, it's just about a job or it's just about, you know, them accessing a certain training, really the implications of that are very, very profound. And as Bethlehem mentioned, you know, we have participants who have come to us unemployed and they're not only able to get a job, but they're able to get a living wage. And I think that there are few things that can change a family's trajectory and generationally impact our community than going from a place where, you know, parents are unable to provide for their family, and then they're able to do so and have the dignity not only of providing, but knowing that they, you know, their skills and assets are valuable, that they have a place of belonging in our community, and that they're able to give back not just to their kids and their family, but, you know, to the rest of the community. So really proud to say that in 2020, we helped over 8,000 households and impact over 30,000 lives. And I always say, you know, it's not just about numbers, because each one of them, just like Dianelle, is a person and a family and, you know, a change that's happened and that we've all been able to be a part of. So together we are building more stable families and a caring community, and we'd love for you to join us. Okay.
I think Rolanda had her hand up. If you want to go ahead and ask your question.
Actually, I don't have a question. First, thank you, ma'am, for having me to be a part of this call. I'm Rolanda Clements Martin. I am one of the program managers from Goodwill Industries of Houston. And I'd like to first thank ma'am and your employment services and Bethlehem and her team, because for the last maybe 5 years, we have worked very closely with Bethlehem and her team and been able to collaborate with you all and offer services that we don't have to our workforce members through your programs. And so through those collaborations and partnerships with ma'am, we've been able to co-enroll people in our programs and then refer them to your programs. And so that way we holistically have been able to touch so many people and offer them the services that address the barriers that they had, not only to employment, but to housing, to transportation, to work-related items. So I'd like to just say thank you to ma'am, and we will continue this partnership. And we've worked so closely during this pandemic. So I just I felt the need to just say thank you so much, and we will continue to refer people to your programs.
Thank you, Rolanda. That's wonderful. We appreciate the feedback, and, you know, we're really proud of Bethlehem and her team and the work that she's done, but also proud that ma'am is a, you know, an organization that collaborates highly with our partners like you, and, you know, your relationship and the work that you do is so important. And we really, you know, we say it all the time, we believe we're stronger together, and we're really privileged to have great partners like you at Goodwill and others that are doing good work, and to be able to all bind together to support our community and help them get the support and the access to the opportunities that they need.
One question we had in the chat was, do we still offer vocational training as certified food service handlers?
We have done that before the pandemic, and we hope to continue that very soon. And that was part of our hospitality training. And we just had, I think, 8 graduates back in January 2020, and then COVID hits and we stopped that because the restaurants were closed. But that is something that is on demand, that clients can get a job easily after they get the food handling certification. and we will continue, yes.
Does anyone else have any questions in our final minutes here? We want to be sure we can provide all the information you may want to know about today. There's also additional links in the chat for employment services. If you are interested in volunteering, obviously there's some wonderful opportunities within employment services as well as throughout MAM, and then our just general MAM Houston website.
I have a question that somebody else asked me recently for Bethlehem about the Employment Services Pathways for Young Adults program, the youth program. And they were asking about what the impact has been because that program got launched during essentially COVID, right? How you've seen that impact and, you know, what does it look like to work virtually or digitally with the young adults in our community?
Thank you, Sonia. That's a very good question because we did not anticipate that our Pathways program will grow like this during the pandemic because the Pathways program started in February 2020. And after a month, COVID hits. But the good news about that is our young adults, they like to work virtually than coming into our location in person. So on the first year, we have seen a huge increase. Like our goal was to serve 65 individuals, but we ended up serving 107 because these clients, the young adults, they are used to doing trainings online virtually, and Zoom is nothing for them. They like it. And I think for them, we will continue even after we reopen, we will continue offering the services online. And another thing is because we offer the trainings or the ECP or everything virtually, we were able to expand services beyond our zip code areas. So someone in Pasadena or someone in Katy easily can join our program, but when we were back in the office, it wasn't easy for them because these are young adults. They have transportation problem. They don't drive. So they weren't able to come to MAM services for daily orientation. So even with the high schoolers, we used to go back in February, we used to go to the high schools to teach the job readiness. But now wherever they are, they can join. So it's for young adults, it's to our benefits.
Thank you.
Well, if no one else has any questions, I'd like to just thank you all for attending. We are so glad you took time out of your day to learn more about MAM and our employment services program. Our next food for thought is on that's next week, that's prayer breakfast. June 16th from 12 to 12:45, again, also on Zoom. And then next week on April 28th from 9 to 10, we have our prayer breakfast. I will go ahead and drop in the chat the link for our events so you can go there if you are interested in learning more about these events. And we certainly hope you will join us again in the future. And I hope everybody has a really wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bethlehem. Thanks everyone for being here.